And we are live! Hi, everybody! Pop out chat. Who we got today? Demins, good to see you, glad to have you. Gay Bulge, indeed. Ray, good to see you, glad to have you. Reminder, no spoilers. No spoilers mean anything from Endwalker, any major reveal from any expansion. If you would have wanted it spoiled for you, then don't spoil it for others. Jellybean, good to see you, glad to have you. Come join us on Crystal Curl. That's Crystal Data Center and curl the world. Thank you. Stuart, good to see you, glad to have you. You just got the lolly ho emote and they were excited. Nice. Oh man, I don't know what's up with my throat. Ooh. Tracy, good to see you, glad to have you. Your edge of your dry dungeon, hello? Yeah, nice, Stuart. Des, good to see you, glad to have you. Ryan, good to see you, glad to have you. Willow, good to see you, glad to have you. I don't know. Okay, am I good now? My throat was completely fine a second ago. Sorry, guys. Guess what I have? A maid outfit. But that'll be for tomorrow. So, for those of you excited for that, know that there will be a maid stream tomorrow because you guys paid for it. And you guys get what you paid for. Decoy, good to see you, glad to have you. Kathra, good to see you, glad to have you. We were going to do Nier today. Obviously, we were going to do Nier yesterday, but then I needed a break. And then we were going to do Nier today because we want to finish that up. But I realized, well, I didn't realize. I was talking to Ray, and Ray was like, why don't we stick with the normal schedule? And then what we'll do is we're going to do Nier on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Woo. Too bad you aren't a Lalafell for that scene. Yeah. Tease. Oh, you know I'm a tease, Willow. Q, good to see, glad to have you, and Emmett, good to see, glad to have you. So today we're gonna be doing 6.2 because we did 4 lords last week. We're gonna be heading right back into that. There is one other thing I need to do real quick. Forgive me. I need one moment to do so. Page. I just need to update. I just need to update our Patreon list over on the our patrons. Oh. Over on our banner up above. So if you like, oh, that's not gonna work. Who wants to see some? Okay, that's not. Yeah. You know what? I'll worry about this later. For those of you who are new patrons, your name will be in the banner up above, and we'll get that later. Right now, it it's not formatting correctly. But I have your names and they will be inserted. And if you want to support us, you can always support us by joining our Patreon, giving us a couple dollars, get fun rewards. So for instance, if you join our highest tier, you will be able to, we will put you in a movie, in one of our videos. Now remember, if you have that tier, you will have to contact us in order to ask to be done. So we're not going to assume that you just want to be just because you have that tier. Black Flame, good to see you, glad to have you. Jellybean, thank you for the link. Dwins, yeah, it's taking over. Tam, good to see you, glad to have you, Tam. So guys, do we have a warm-up to do? Yeah. We'll go ahead and do one Dark Night for our warm-up, and then we'll get into 6.2. Oh yeah, after watching 4 Lords, are there more times where we see previous incarnations of the Warrior of Light? There are not previous incarnations of our Warrior of Light. There are no times where we get any hint that's anything explicit. No. I'm thinking if like Evilise, if there's any references to, I mean, there's Warriors of Light in general. There's the examples where you could hazard guesses. And also, I want to be very clear, Tenzin may not be. It's just heavily implied. It's just very heavily implied. I can't think of any. Like, there are examples of Warriors of Light in the past that you could, like, create a rationalization for, but no, there's nothing specific I can think of. Just finished making... AC, good to see, glad to have you. Just finished making Orangeade after a lot of efforts of filtering and squeezing. Just found the stream on my feed. Well, there you go, AC. Perfect timing. Deathberry. Yeah, I hope you're having a good day too, man. Good to see, glad to have you. Well, there's certainly a Warrior of Light. Yes, there were always Warriors of Lights in every age, but as for concrete evidence, no. No, yeah. There have been Warriors of Light up into antiquity. It seems that Hydaelyn's calling has been borne out, you know, since, you know, well, and plus, we can't talk about it now, but there will be more explanations as to who was part of the origin legend of the Warrior of Light as well in the future. Oh, thank God, an adult. Hydaelyn has been spending a lot of time with Mist, keeping him company and getting to know him and so forth. Not that there's anything much to know. He won't talk about his home or his past. Doesn't seem to have any interests or skills beyond conjuring elaborate illusions derived from memories. I have no idea how he does it either, and more importantly, I'm not even sure how we could take back the Aether he stole. We may have no choice but to agree to his terms, unless you're content to carry a half a soul crystal. I can hear you whispering, you know. Mist means well, and Elio and I are willing to help him. Why aren't you? I didn't say I wasn't willing. I'm still here, aren't I? Right then. We found no one suitable for the boy's needs here. Rather than return to Ishgard, I say we try somewhere new. Let's head to Tailfeather. Cat on keyboard. No worry, Deathberry. It's cute. Artemis, good to see you, glad to have you. I happen to be off today. I can catch the stream. Lolly ho. Yes, good to see you, glad to have you. And it's good to have you. How was everyone's weekend? And how is everyone, and more importantly, how is everyone 6.3? I haven't been able to check in with a lot of you guys. I want to talk to someone about a theory about coming up a story if they parallel something. I want to talk to someone about a theory about coming up story if they parallel something. Kiku, which part? Like, can you reference like the patch so we can like maybe even potentially talk around it early? Deathberry, I just had a homemade hot dog. Catherine, you always having trouble with your cat. Life here is not easy, but it is fulfilling all the same. That said, the hunters had no personal tales of profound tragedy to share. They did, however, tell me of an outsider recently brought here from Falcon's Nest. A prisoner, actually. A woman named Loudy? She's to atone for her crimes through hard labor, but the proctor has been zealous. He berates her constantly, and every day she bears fresh bruises. Ishgardian justice. I know it well. If this woman is performing various chores for the hunters, then it should not be hard to find her. Come, let us look around. It's dealing with the parallel. But is it pre-Shadowbringers, or is it only once we get into Shadowbringers? Wasn't that the woman who poisoned us? I think it is. We'll find out in a second here, won't we? That sounds familiar, and that also sounds like Ishikawa. Oh, 6.3. Oh, so not for a long time. Kiku, is there any way to reference which Final Fantasy it is, and we can like try to very surreptitiously tiptoe around it? Otherwise, you can also at me in the Endwalker spoilers Discord, and make sure to at me, and then I'll make sure to like hit on that. I haven't been in the Endwalker spoilers because I just haven't had time to talk about 6.3 lore because it's been, you know, wild ride. This is the place, isn't it? Insolent child, you are not to speak unless spoken to. Is that clear? Yeah, that is Loudy. Yes, my lord. Pray forgive me my impudence. Do not play me for a fool. Your sins are beyond forgiveness. Sir Aymeric and his noble brethren may think you worthy of my mercy, but I have seen your kind before. A swift death is more than you deserve. A swift death is more than that bastard deserves. Can imagine what she did to deserve that kind of treatment. Well, roofies, to start. You know her, Elio. So, roofies? Seven hells. She's the one that led to the protest at Falcon's Nest. The one that you nearly put an end to the peace conference. And she poisoned you? Well, that explains a lot. Though, if you of all people can find it in your heart to forgive her, or at least forsake bloody revenge, then it's hard to look at this and call it justice. Her crimes were born of desperation and despair for the husband she lost. Perhaps if the two of them were to meet again. Don't be foolish. She knows he's dead. You only cause her pain. Pain is all that is left to her, don't you see? How they cry in the dark, how they mourn their dead, how it festers and spreads and corrupts them thoroughly. We have seen it. We have made it. Fine, fine, do what you will. Conjure her husband. But do not come crying to me when she curses you for your kindness. I'll not give the hunters cause to turn the bows on us either. Ryle, take Mist into the woods and hide. Elio and I will free the girl. Rather, I will free the girl. She would know you at once and might misunderstand your intentions. We cannot risk the commotion. And as for your part, no one is truly outside Hydaelyn's grace, don't you think? Confront the proctor. Make him see the error of his ways. If he is a good man, then he may yet repent his wicked ways. If he refuses, then that's his choice to make, and he will accept the consequences of his actions, don't you think? Doubly so if he bears steel, yes? Bah! The very sight of you fills me with murderous rage. See to your duties. I must needs cleanse myself of these impure thoughts through communion with nature. Perhaps a spot of fishing is in order. Fucking okay, Rolo. Would Hydaelyn approve? No. Now's our chance. Hydaelyn has compassion. Like, even with the like prayers of her devout, they have not changed the course of her nature so thoroughly as to like he is not representative of her justice. I mean, the thing is, if you want an example of Hydaelyn's justice writ manifest, look to the Dark Knight more than anything else. Like, Ishgard's faith and devout faith and the capacity for their compassion in that is a representative of Hydaelyn. By the same token, her justice is much more represented by a Dark Knight. I mean, that's why, like, also, you know, that's why she wields both great sword and sword. She is the shield, she is the spear, but she is also the sword. You know? Sorry, I thought my headphones were charged, but they are not. Oh, give me a second. I do not have an elegant setup for charging my headsets. Okay. First, let's get to your weekends. Weekend was good. Getting into tanking and loving my paladin. Nice, Stuart. Have you learned the master of the rotation yet? I've been loving the new paladin since I've mastered his rotation. I'm not mastered, but have it down. My weekend was great. My Monday was not. I have to go another go around with my insurance this week. Ugh, Artemis can relate. If you enjoyed the stream and already a member of our Discord, why not come join us? Thank you, Bean. I have no hopes of playing anytime in the near future. I'll be between AR and Heavensward for a while, I guess. Well, we'll be happy to have you back when you get back, Cathra. Quality of life additions have been very helpful. Also, bidding on a small house, and I didn't gather quite enough guild for medium. Aw. Well, at least you're going to get a small Tracy. You can always start there. Started playing Paladin again, see what a rework is like. Only level 60 right now, so I can't really attest to what it's like. Yeah, you really won't feel any of the... I mean, there are changes even at 60, like meaningful ones, but like, you'll really feel it starting at 70. With the when Requiescat is really a part of things. But like the 90 Paladin's wonderful. Yeah. If anyone here is wanting to learn the new Paladin or playing new Paladin, I can help. Would Hydaelyn approve? Oh, Elio, if you haven't seen the Grey Google Library Squadron, you need to pull up and see the tank. Oh, I know. In case you guys don't know, they changed up, so they added, for Grey Google Library, they added squadrons. And, here. Where is it under? Is it under duty? Duty support. And they added the, your, flex is a Parago. He can be DPS and he can tank. It's amazing. It's a fucking Parago. Oh, I love it so much. Are there any other interesting ones? No, not particularly. Okay. Yep, that's what I think as well. She would not approve of such acts. Yeah. Hydaelyn is bae. It's true, Brian. By the way, good to see you. Glad to have you, man. Also, so the real quick, the link, Brian gives us the info for me, but it doesn't have everything formatted, so I can't just like copy paste it into the because I need everything to be like in like a row within each name with a space in between the names. I don't know if there's a way we can set up the spreadsheet to be able to do that, but that'd be really helpful. We can talk about that later, though. I'm running out of space on my crossbar for Paladin just because of the addition of a single new move. However, I do like the fact that magic attacks are easier to add in rotation. Yeah, so here's what I'll say. Oh, I don't have Paladin, so I can't show you. But if you were able to play old Paladin, there's no reason that you really shouldn't you would have a problem with new Paladin on your bar. I mean, obviously there's Bulwark now, but you shouldn't need to keybind Bulwark. I love him. Pero Parago is the real Warrior of Light. Don't you mean Frog Flight? Yeah. Who are you? Why do you disturb me? I'm the Warrior of Light, bitch. A concerned adventurer who objects to my treatment of criminal. Only you knew her sins. She should have been thrown into witch trap. Alas, the Lord Speaker in his boundless wisdom and mercy demanded that we spare the woman's life. But rest assured, I will see that her every waking moment is filled with misery and scorn. You're an asshole. You presume to judge me, a man of the church? I will not be cowed by your threats. The Fury guides and protects me. The Fury guides and protects me. Fury about to guide a sword up your ass. Really, Kathra? There was a frog-like race that was great paladins in EverQuest? That's hilarious. Okay, yeah, go. Oh, my bad. Yeah, we can figure out something. I'll look into it. Yeah, no worries. Just like, what I want to get is a point where when I look at that, I can, even if there's just like a tab I can just copy paste from, so that way I don't have to reformat it every time we update it. My Paladin is only 63, but I'm loving it. Good, Stuart. If you're liking it at 63, you'll like it even more as it goes along. Paladin is... I mean, it's playable at 50, but it's good. It's fine at 60. It's like when it's baseline is like, I would say playable in any interesting way. And then it just gets better every 10 levels. Yeah. And I would say that 80 is now a lot more pleasant than it was in some ways, just because like the lack of extra Requiescats cats isn't as big a deal. Like whereas it used to do, or not Requiescats, Confiteor. Look, we've brought them together. We've made her whole. Okay, a little dead space for anyone? How she smiles, how her eyes sparkle, how beautiful this happiness. Make us whole. Every night I dream of your face. I could have tried to stop you from going back to the front. I could have begged and screamed and cursed, but I didn't, because I knew you'd listen. And even if you'd forgive me for it one day, I never would. The arrow may have missed my heart, but I've been dead for a long time. All of this is just waiting. That's what I'd tell you. Stance, if I could. And then you'd say, you can't stay stuck in that moment, Loudy. You got to go on. You got to forgive yourself. And you got to let go of me. But I won't. If I do, who will be left to remember the man you were? The soldier, the husband. I'm the only one who knows. And it's my duty to hold on to that as long as I can. That's what I'd tell him if you were here. But he's not. He'll never come home. He'll never come home to me. So please, put an end to this. Whatever this witchcraft is. Just let it end. Elioforgeron, was this all you're doing? No, it was mine. Forgive me. I thought that I wanted only to... I was wrong. I see that now. You have every right to be upset. It's all right, boy. It is. I appreciate your kindness, even if it was misguided. You too, Elio. I blamed you for a lot of things. Hated you so much because I don't know. Because you came back and Stace didn't. Maybe because you weren't him. They say the war's over now, but it never ends for people like you, does it? Oh, those are both really powerful options. Fuck. Okay. These are two expressions of a very similar ideal, but from very different vantage points, right? Which is a recognition of everything ends, and also a recognition that there's always a reason to continue. And also, if you look at this, like it's funny. You can look at this and you can see Endwalker in these two options. Like, you see how where Ishikawa, the themes that Ishikawa would use. There's always something worth fighting for. I know what you are. I heard the stories as a child. Of the ones with neither shield nor sigil, champions of the weak and helpless, undeterred by the law of a man or God. I couldn't stop you any more than I could have stopped Stace from walking out the door that day. So, fight, damn you. Fight if that's what you want. Just don't squander the time in between. There's never enough. Right. I suppose I owe it to him to try and make the most of what I've got left too, so I will. Take care, and thank you. She's gone. Reclaim your Aether, Elio. In the depths of the abyss, a flame lingers. As the Aether flows into your soul crystal once more, from the depths of the fading abyss, you hear a whisper. Oh. Our actions are needing a reset. And if you'd like to join our FC, we are on Crystal Curl. Forgive me. In the end, I could not make her whole. So much pain, so much loss. Now it fills my heart and overflows. Maybe it is indeed beyond us. Maybe it is not in our nature. You've still got 3 more chances, don't you? There's no need to be so bloody melodramatic. At least not out here. We should go back to Tailfeather. Your words did more for her than my illusion. She's still a good person, and so are you. I pray you both remember. Yeah, self-righteous is more correct for most of the Ishgardian Orthodox, yeah. You know Wolfwood Cross from Trigun, if he has sword configuration, would be a great symbolic weapon for the Dark Knight, a weapon so heavy with sin and penance, yeah. Have you met her sister, Quiety? Damn, I just got your fucking Metal Gear joke. Catherine, oh, what happened? I was always afraid to play tank. If dungeon splits off in different direction, I always get lost. A lost tank is not good for anyone. That's fair. I know how you feel, Catherine. I got turned down in a dungeon while playing Pally and felt like such a deuce. Hey, I mean, like, it's, you know, recognize your your struggles and try to improve. But, you know, it's also okay to just, if you don't want to play tank, not play tank. But I would say if, you know, you're apprehensive, but you want to, you know, just find people where you can take that time. Or play the dungeons with duty support. Poison for wool. The wolf's poison. Yeah. Even playing DPS, I lost track. I can see why it's so easy to mistake the Abyss as Darkness Aether. Yeah, AC, it's definitely understandable, but it's not one-to-one. Yeah, the funniest thing happened last night. My mom was over helping decorate the apartment. I showed off 14 a little. She had a question about how many people play concurrently, so I said, well, there's a Limsa Plaza. So I'm running around here in a bunny person, and here's a cat person. Someone teleports in, perfectly filling a third of my screen. And I go, huh, not too many people pick that face type with a broad jaw, and they kind of look like legend. Wait, looks at the Wait, was it me? Oh my god, that's funny. Wow, wow, Artemis, that's really funny. I perfectly timed that. Yeah, I definitely was intentional. Definitely meant to do that. Well, I'm glad I could help show off the game to your mom. On to the next, I would say, but Mist looks to be in no state to continue, which means we'll be staying here for a time, taking the fresh country air, and me and my little ones. For what it's worth, I think the woman is better for what we did, or at least as good as anyone can be after what she's been through. Okay. Black Shroud. Oh, why did I go Black Shroud? Shall we go ahead and get the MSQ started, my friendos? But yeah, so the best guess that people have for concurrent player base for 14 is between 500,000 and like 2 million, like at peak during like expansion, something like 2 million, but like roughly around 500,000 would be a pretty safe bet. In terms of like, we don't know for sure because there's no public release numbers, but we also can extrapolate some things. It's so weird hearing the Stormbug quest complete music for a Heavensward Zone. Yeah, I mean, that's fair. It's time for the best hateable character in the game. Ooh, do I have to do like a very snide voice? Do I just do Mandark from frickin' Dexter's Lab for Mr. Morning Sun? So Asa in Japanese means morning, and he, well, okay, it can be more complicated, but he can mean sun. So, so Asahi can be, one way you could read Asahi is the morning sun. I don't know what the kanji is for his name, so I don't know for sure that's how you're supposed to read his name. But that's why, Does that answer your question, AC? It is I, Mandark. Oh my god, we're totally doing that sort of voice. For Asahi. Oh, Asahi, you're such a little. I'm not gonna say. That laugh is permanently seared in my memory. Its laugh is permanently seared into all our memories. I also watched the band Dexter's Laboratory episode yesterday. I hadn't watched a Dexter's Lab episode in like 5+ years, if not more. And then out of nowhere, I just happened to get suggested a band Dexter's Laboratory in my... when you guys show up, it's funny. And holy crap, Dexter and Dee Dee are like actually getting bleeped because they're swearing. It's wild. Elio's still training for swim team Olympics, yeah. This is what the wiki gives me for the Asahi's name. Asahi, Sasu Brutosu. Yeah, I mean the Sasi is Sas Brutus, yeah. But like that's all in kana, like here katakana, so that like there's nothing we don't know. Like if he had name kanji, which would be less likely because like you would need to know how to read the name kanji and yada yada yada. Like usually a lot of times names will be in hiragana, but or katakana. But if it was in kanji, if it was like the asa, like and then like the he kanji, we would know, but his name is half Japanese, half Latin. Yeah, because it's the other half's the Garlean name. Because of House Brutus. Yeah, Artemis, they may just not use it. He may just never have been given name kanji. So. We must meet with Lord Hien as soon as possible, though mayhap not at the Enclave. I will send word requesting that he has received the House of the Fierce, where there are fewer prying eyes. If all are in agreement, we shall scout ahead and see that the way is clear. Pray, follow as swiftly as you are able. Join me on the outskirts of Namai. Fun fact, Namai was named after a weed. Not weed. Don't get excited, Willow. Ooh. Here. Devil. show you everyone. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Would you like to get down now? Yeah. Here, I'll give you a pepperoni. I ordered food like 2 hours ago, and there was like an error, so it didn't get sent. So, of course, food arrived right after stream began. I actually tried to eat before stream for once. Dog nap. So I have a very good boy hanging out with me now because he's very interested in that pizza. His name is, you know us too well, yep. Bupper, yeah, bork, doggo. Kurt! It's good to see you, glad to have you. Deadpool talking. Elio got boloed by his own wires. Yeah, it happens. Love the music dropping out as he leaves. Growing up, Asahi got everything he wanted and still was a devil when he grew up. I mean, some might argue partially because of that. Some of the evil characters in FF you can almost feel sorry for by the way they were treated as children. Yeah, I think you can absolutely pity Yotsuyu. I think you can absolutely empathize and pity with Yotsuyu. I think she's still cruel, sadistic, and I can't condone anything she does, and I think she's needlessly cruel, and she makes me furious. But I deeply pity and empathize for her. Both are possible. All is well. Good. There are others hiding nearby. Let us proceed quietly, if you please. Yeah, I think it's okay to not pity Asahi. Asahi's just like a little actually like a little shit.
My lord here, I am returned.
Save your tears for the morrow. For we who yet walk the path should not think too much on the destination.
Sorry that I'm eating, but can you guys hear the volume? I had to readjust it for near. Do you guys need me to bump it? Do super chat, make Elliot say weird shit, and listen to the verse because it makes Deadpool happy. It does make Deadpool happy because he gets a treat. I'm just gonna make sure. Yeah, I can't hear VAs. Yeah, we're gonna pump up. Just be aware it's going to be louder here in a second.
When the hour arrives, we shall welcome what comes with open arms. And welcome it you did, even as the keep fell down around us. At that moment, in your smile, I spied a shred of hope. One which I have clung to ever since. Gosetsu, full glad am I to see you alive and well.
God, I love Hien.
We have played this scene before, have we not? Though this time our roles are reversed.
That they are. Meaning you know how I feel. Wholly at a loss for words. Welcome back, old friend. Now then, though we rejoice at your return, it seems you have brought with you certain complication. Rise, my friend. Tell me everything. The Empire is bold indeed to send a token force to engage the Confederacy.
As acting Viceroy, Yotsuyu would have been privy to Imperial secrets. The Garleans will not soon give up the chase.
Good to see you, glad to have you, Rachel. Thanks for popping in.
Nay, It will end with her capture or her death.
Are you a friend too?
She claims to have lost her memory, though I know not if she speaks true. I brought her here that you might decide her fate.
Lost her memory, you say? Regardless, the people have not forgotten. Her face yet haunts their dreams. She cannot roam free. We will hold her here for a time. Place her in Jufia's care, with the express instruction that she is not to be seen.
Yes, my lord. Come.
No, I don't want to. Don't let her take me away!
It's all right, Tsuyu. I will come with you. Be a good girl, and listen to Yugiri.
From a hound at his throat to a puppy at his heel. If this is an act, it is a remarkable performance.
God, Ian's voice actor just is so good and does such a good job of communicating both like his youth and his age at the same time. You know, it's really interesting. I'm only just thinking about this now. I guess I can't reference this until 4.3, but I would just suggest that remember that in a way, you know, the echo, not that this is a one-to-one thing, but just that memories can, you know, traumatic and powerful memories can ingrain themselves in the soul and be recollected because of the negative space they leave behind. Let's just say that it's kind of familiar. I always go back to Fordilla when I think of evil characters, when she even changed a lot from Storeblood until Endwalker. Yeah. I mean, that's a question you got to ask yourself: is do people have the room and the right and the opportunity for redemption? You know, and especially because if people don't, why would anyone ever change? What pizza place is that from? It is from Jet's Pizza. Asahi is a little shit, just serve everything that comes to him. Yeah. Any chance Yotsuyu will find a better life next time around? Is there a chance? Absolutely. Is it likely? I would even also say likely, assuming, though, her soul even necessarily is reincarnated at all. I guess, spoilers. Sorry. Or it just becomes part of the Aether of the live stream. Either way, you know. As we discover Yotsuyu, could listen to Hien read a book and not miss a word. Yeah. Life is a way of being weird and an interesting drama. Thank you for delivering Gosetsu back to us in one piece. We are lucky indeed to have friends who have journeyed to the other side of the world to help us, and repeatedly at that. We have much more to think upon, but as regards the Empire, we can but watch and wait. Now then, seeing as you've come all this way, you must allow me to show you around the Enclave. I would not have you thinking we've been idle in your absence. The rebuilding effort proceed apace. I'm pleased to say we are now ready to welcome home our countrymen who were displaced by the war, should they so desire it. There's a place here for those who fled to Eorzean. We should be delighted to accept your invitation, Lord Hien. I have no doubt that your subjects at the Revenant's Toll will be heartened to hear that their lord has not forgotten them. Oh, it's nothing. I just thought that Gosetsu and Yugiri would be back by now. Forgive me, my lord, but Captain Jifuya is nowhere to be found. Oh, he was here when I arrived. For now, we have taken Yotsuyu to a private chamber and assigned another to watch over her, my lord. But I find it passing strange that the captain should leave his post with nary a word. That does seem most unusual. If you mean to look for a man, we would be happy to assist you. We should be glad of that. While I search without, mayhap you could ask our soldiers here if they know anything. I will join you. With respect, my lord, you should remain here. Should the Empire move against us, you will be better able to coordinate our response. Ha! And there I was thinking I was in charge. But you have the right of it. Go on then. I'll mind the house. I mean, he was always a sadist before that, but you're not wrong, Cathra. That is probably the single most. I think the better question is, do you obtain, is it you obtaining redemption a philosophical question for debate? I don't even think it's a philosophical question for debate. I don't think redemption is really a question of philosophy. I think it's a question of personal, I think it's a question of personal heart. I think it's a question of what you see as being, is redemption a path or an endpoint, first off, to you? And is it a gateway that's allowed to all? Is it a gateway that's only allowed to a few? Is it a gateway that's only allowed for those who repent actively, openly? Or is it for those who can struggle to repent along the way? I mean, maybe that's still a philosophical debate, but I guess, like, I would say I don't, it's more a question of the heart than it is a question of the mind in some ways. Hanami. You seek the captain. He passed by a little while ago. I wondered if I should tell someone as it happens. He did not look well, you see. I asked about his matter, and he told me the past had caught up with him. But I doubt it was that. There are older men in our ranks. So I'm actually really interested to talk about this scene coming up next, because I feel like a lot of people really misread this scene pretty hardcore, and a lot of people are critical of Hien because of their misreading of this scene. Captain Jifuya. He was headed to the northern entrance when I saw him last. I was going to invite him to train with us, but he did not hear me call out to him. If you need him, I dare say the sentry on duty will be able to tell you more. Indeed, I suggested as much to Mistress Alice when she came asking earlier. Something amiss? Lady, good to see you, glad to have you. Oh, you sent me a sketch. Ooh, okay, I'll check that in just one quick second. Ooh, and that'll be a good time to do an announcement, too, for that. Yeah, oh my god, lady. Holy shit, that's no, okay, so guys, like, lady knocked it out of the park. I gave her a task literally like an hour or two, like a couple hours ago, just offhandedly, because I wanted to hire her to do a piece of art for a logo for our raiding Discord that we have. And so I was like, hey, you know, here's the idea. I wanted it to be based off the expansion. The current expansion is Pandemonium, so there's the, like, image for Pandemonium. So she, this is her sketch, just to see that, hey, is this, like, the right kind of idea? This isn't the final product. Yeah, that's fucking perfect. That's you nailed it. No notes. Literally no notes. Also, if you are someone who would like to do Savage content, Ultimate content, current EX content, and that kind of thing, even if you're new to it and would like to learn or improve, we can invite you over to our Savage rating Discord. It is a Discord that is mainly just for that sort of thing and for getting people together to do that. We have events that are set up. We have a looking for group that's for, so if you're interested in that, you guys can join us there. For those of you who are watching the VOD and are interested, you can also go join our normal Discord and get an invite from there. However, you do have to be a member of the normal Discord in order to be invited to that one. But I ask that only, it's not an idle curiosity join, only join if you are, like, very specifically interested and intending to give energy and time to it. Asahi doesn't have the HOTS, he has the Sims. Strong Simp energy. Toman under what authority? The laws of man or more spiritual Toman? Based on her perspective, if what she did was enough before her end, she believed it. Oh, so was she redeemed in her own eyes? I don't know. I don't think she cared about redemption. I think she died still uncertain that a better path was even in front of her. And the only person who could have led her that way was well, we can't talk about this. This is the future. We'll talk about this later. Imagine the amount of money you could make at a therapist in 14. Do they even have therapists in 14 universe? Not specifically, not that I can think of. Today's a pretty interesting stream. Dark Knight Quest, and this is about past actions and feeling and consequences in the present. Yeah, it's very appropriate, Stuart. Good point. Purple, good to see you, glad to have you. Yeah, amazing. Holy crap. Wow, yeah. If you enjoy the stream and are a member of Discord, thank you, Bean. Very good. I need context. Cross-region realms hopping is coming. Yes. You guys do Savage and EX stuff. I'm looking for a group to learn. I'm excited now. Yeah. You will go join our main Discord, and then if you want an invite, I will put a new post up in general later today, and you can you'll just have to react to that post if you'd like an invite. Again, though, I ask that if the reason that these are separate Discords is so that the Savage and EX and Ultimate content is, please take it seriously. I'm not saying you need to be perfect. I'm not saying you need to be great, but take it seriously and take spending time on it potentially seriously. We have about 15 or so people in it currently. We just did a bunch of the easiest, lightest content we do is the prior expansions mount farming. So we were doing a bunch of that yesterday, for instance. Yeah, no notes, lady. It's perfect. Literally perfect. I'm working on a Feast and Famine. Naruto is a piece of work. Spending the entire day at Earth's gift. Yeah, purple. I feel that. If they had therapists, we never have Endwalker. Well, we can't talk about that now, but you're not wrong. The captain went outside some few bells ago, looking quite unwell. I'm sorry to say. This I mentioned to Lord Gosetsu, who straight away struck out after him. I hope they will be all right. Gosetsu too. It seems everyone is bent on joining the search. That is all well and good, but someone has to stay behind. There's no telling what the Empire is plotting. You go on, Elio. Alfino and I shall hold the fort. Am I crazy? I feel like the oratory for this is slightly elevated compared to like prior to like Stormblood. I mean, it might just be a different writer, but like Alice being like shall hold the fort, like it's not that that's out of her character, but it just seems like everyone's just like not even a half a step up in oratory, but or like in not oratory. What's the word I'm looking for? Like anyways, but like. Maybe it's just imagining it. Okay, this is the conversation I wanted to have, is that after this cutscene.
By the Kami, your Lord Ian. Leave me, I beg of you. Say nothing of this. I was never here.
Thancred, why are you everywhere? Hey, it's Thancred. Oh.
There you are.
Lady Yugiri, Lord Gosetsu, forgive me my abrupt disappearance.
You have your reasons, I am sure. Will you not share them?
I was her master when she was yet a courtesan.
By the Kami.
She worked in my establishment. Her father was a regular client of mine. One day, quite without preamble, he offered to sell her to me. She may be no maiden, he said, but she has some use left in her. He sold her short. When I first beheld her, I was struck by her beauty. And yet, behind her eyes there was an emptiness. It was as if she had given up on life. She seemed more a doll than a woman. It was no profession for her, but I knew she would be popular, and so it proved. Men flocked to drown themselves in that cold, bottomless gaze. The rest you know. She became an Imperial informant, and for her loyal service won the office of acting Viceroy.
While you came to serve the Liberation Front.
'Tis said that the atrocities Yotsuyu committed were driven by vengeance. If so, I bear part of the blame for creating the monster she became. Joining the front was meant to be my atonement. what the truth is. The truth is, I am a coward, whose only thought was to escape her wrath. Then as now.
I see. Then I shall recommend that you be assigned to a new post. I trust you have no objections, Yulgiri?
None. It would not do to leave Yotsuyu in his care.
I am in your debt.
Who is it that you seek to protect, Gosetsu? Idle musings. Pray, pay me no mind.
So there's a scene coming up that's also going to make me want to talk more about this. But so like, yeah, I think that this is very, as I understand, Japan talking about mental health therapists and whatnot is sort of taboo. There's a lot of complicated things going into this that's both about like collectivism partially too, and like putting up with one's own suffering, and there's a bunch and perceptions of weakness, and but you're not wrong. But I would just don't be always be careful about it being like, oh, it's the same way that you'd be like, oh, Americans are like this, right? And you know how that can be very, there are a lot of different types of people. So broadly, is it taboo? It is comparative to here, right? Absolutely comparative to here, I think would be fair for the most part. But also Japan, be careful about anything you hear about Japan too, because a lot of times you hear things from people who like lived in Japan or spent a lot of time in Japan like a decade ago or 2 decades ago, and things change, and like new generations also tend to like shift things as well. Story section gives you pain, but in a bad way, yeah. Forgive me, now is not the time for me. Come, let us rejoin the others. There's a Tattle, good to see, glad to have you. Like your vest, thank you. One of my partners during Christmas went and got me some, went with me and let me get some new clothes. So I've been able to actually be wearing, wear button-ups, blue jeans, and like a button-up shirt. A nice, really nice like button-up vest and blue jeans is comfortable. And Chelsea boots because I love my Chelsea boots. Voice up. Let's see, how do I want to do voice up? Is that better? Is that better? So the other thing, let me know though, it not only is that better, but let me know if like you can hear background noise. Pizza or pierogi? Pizza. Music is overshadowing your voice. Okay. Better? Okay. Let me know if I need to keep tweaking it. I'm gonna have to create presets for doing other games then. Right, I've seen things on NHK bring up the topic, so I know it's changing. Yeah. I mean, and also it's changing here. Like, you know, therapy here wasn't that long ago. We're only really only 2 generations into that changing as as starkly as it has. That is lovely. I always had a hard time hearing you over the game. Oh, yeah. Kathra, and to everyone, can I reiterate this point? Any audio issue, you're not being rude, just say it. I'll fix it. I'll tweak it. Like, I can't tell, so just tell me. You're doing me a favor. Kindly ask to pet Deadpool when you can or give away a treat. Deadpool, come here. Come here. Come here. Oh, you know what? I know what you want. I bet you want this. He's the gamer now. Okay, you know what? You go get it. Really? You're gonna do me like this? Go get the ball. Yeah. He's apparently just wanting to hang out with me today. Oh, reminder, I did this at the top of the stream, but guess what? Maid outfit arrived. Maid stream tomorrow. Enjoy, yeah. Thirsty bitches. Okay, I thank you for your help in the search. Gosetsu has told me of all that transpired. Okay, so this is the line that people, like, weirdly criticize Hien for. I would not presume to defend the life Jifuya led before he joined the front, nor will I condemn it. Frankly, it is not my place to judge. I will only say this. Jifuya, I know, has ever been a man of courage. But he should feel driven to flee bespeaks the depth of his terror, even now. Yotsuyu casts a shadow. So, what he's saying is not, oh yeah, it's totally fine. What he's saying is, I was not there, I was not alive, I'm not going to stand in judgment of the past. It's not my place. It's the people who were there, the people who suffered, or the people, it's Yotsuyu's place to judge him. It's, like, that he is just saying that, and as a leader, like, that's also just, like, that's like a cultural difference too, which is that the idea that you must immediately always judge people for any morality or for past actions and stand in a place of judgment over them from the present into the past is not one that every culture shares as well. So, like, it's very, like, it's not him being like, what he did was fine. And I think that's a deep misreading of Hien and his character and what he's saying in that moment. He is just rescinding himself from standing in judgment over the man and the situation and speaking to the man that he has known in the present. How old is he? If I'm not mistaken, I think like 39. I'm making that up out of my ass, I think 39, but something like that. I know there's an answer. Because unlike Y'shtola, they actually tell us. The M tribe. There we go. Orphaned as a child, Yotsuyu was taken to her aunt and uncle. However, her adoptive parents were little welcome. They welcomed her even less after the birth of their son Asahi. Permitted no indulgence. She learned of no fancies, but she would retain her sweet tooth for better days gone by. Attended school, but soon was put to work. This life of surgery continued until her brother was accepted to the Magitech Academy, where she was married off to a master of another clan, a man more than twice her age, who beat her as he pleased for good and for ill. He passed away within a few years, and she was sold off to be a courtesan to pay her husband's debts. And then she assumed the mantle of an imperial spy and took her life into her own hands. It doesn't say here, but she would. So if we think about, she was a kid she was probably like 10 or so when Doma fell, which would have been 25 years ago. So she would have to be at least she would at youngest be like 34, and at oldest be about like 39 or 40. So the pretty safe answer is mid-30s, effectively. Y'shtola has to be about 32. You can argue about Y'shtola's age for a long time. Ray has done a lot of work on this. I would go with Ray has spent many nights worrying and thinking about it. Do I have cat ears to go with the maid outfit? I do have cat ears back there. I'm gonna have to catch the VOD after work, maid stream. You guys paid for the maid stream, so I have to do it. Thank you, Jellybean. Okay, she's 7 years older than Hien. So she's 7 years older than Hien, so she'd be 32. If she's 7 years older than Hien because she was 7 when she was a kid, then she'd be 32. Yeah. Okay, so a little bit younger than I thought. Is Stola still forever 22 summers young? No, because 22, I'm pretty sure was her in one, was her at a different point. So definitely not. Oh no, she wonders she like Dongo. Yeah, good morning. Stola's age is a riddle wrapped in a mystery. Or fucking it's 4 p.m. Keel Hall, good to see you, glad to have you. Time is illusions around 34. Yeah, time has simultaneously advanced and stood still since 2016. True, yeah. What's in a time bubble like in 14? Yeah. Right. So, I talked about that Hien point. I just want to, I feel very strongly. I remember playing Stormblood and having heard like people be like, oh, Hien like is condoning, you know, blah, 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 blah. And it's like, that's not at all what's being said. The shadow Yotsuyu cast over the realm. The question of what is to be done with her must wait. The Empire is on the move once more. Does anyone know where the source, though, for someone saying her age? I think there's somewhere in the game that mentions it specifically, but, like, seeing as the, EE2 didn't, I wonder where the, like, actual source for that was. While you were out searching for Chifuya, we received word from our shinobi, allies, of an Imperial airship that's been sighted over Dolmen soil. Our visitors' objectives remain unclear. It may yet be another attempt to recover Yotsuyu, or prelude to an invasion. Either way, the craft reportedly advanced at speed and appears bound for Castrum Fulminus. I need to go and ascertain their intent. If we ride out in force, I will only end one way, so we shall keep our numbers to a minimum. Yukiri, Elio, can I count on you? Yes, my lord. Alice and I would fain play out our part as well. We will not stand idly by while a common foe threatens the lands of our four friends and allies. We would be glad of the help. You are acquainted with Hakuro, I believe. Then I bid you seek him out and assist in maintaining order in the Enclave. When the people see an Imperial airship, they are liable to panic. I would have to reassure them, and it should it come to that, and aid in their evacuation. Deadpool, why are you sitting in my luggage? Okay, whatever, man. Very well, we shall depart at once. Do take care. What of me, my lord? The Empire may well be after Yotsuyu. You are to remain here and guard her until my return. As you wish. Pray, stay close to Elio and Yukiri. Well, well, guard duty, and not a breath of protest. Now I have seen it all. To Castrum Fulminus, then. Let's find out what the Empire's game is. If he fits, he sits. That is Deadpool. Imagine if Lupin were a playable race. Do people not like wolf people as much as cat people or lion people? Well, I mean, I like the ability to have more than one set of gear, and the character model for them would be a bit problematic. And the other thing I would say to, like, the wolf people is, like, no, I mean, people like wolf people, but, like, I think the thing is that, like, with like, Mikote, you succeed in a lot of that, like, archetype of both fox, cat, and wolf. And that, I know it's not, like, they're not, I know they're cat, but, like, it fulfills the general role. And then the thing is, there's not a, like, general beastly role filler, right? There's only one, like, hyper-muscular character option with the row, and then, so you don't have any, like, other muscular option, and you don't have a particular, like, monsterly option. So that's where, like, the Hrothgar kind of... I'm a wolf people, yeah. I mean, Devins would love it. There aren't any female Lupins. Yes. That also would be a problem. The area is secure. Whatever our visitors' purpose, they plainly believe they can achieve it alone. The craft should come into view any moment. Let us await them inside the castrum. If you show us Alfino's age when the Charlene colony was abandoned 15 years ago, that would make her around 33, I'd say at least. Does she say she was his age? Because, like, that's a predicate assumption.
A smoke signal? Thoughts, Yugiri?
In former times, such signals were used to announce the coming of an emissary of peace. In Doma, at least. But could that truly be their intent?
Who can say? Whatever they want, we cannot simply blast them out of the sky. Not when they were so gracious as to honor one of our cherished traditions. I would not have it said that we Domans want for propriety.
Then I shall go and reconnoiter.
Nay, that won't be necessary. We will meet them openly. I would welcome this student of Doman history in person, whomsoever he or she may be.
As you wish, my lord. I shall arrange for a signal of our own to be fired in answer.
They've been real careful not to let us know.
That we should be received by the Lord of Doma himself.
I but afford an emissary of peace the courtesy he is due. Welcome to Doma, my lord.
Ah, where are my manners? I am Asahi Sus Brutus, Ambassador Plenipotentiary of Garlemald.
He is heir to the Naiuri clan, and Yotsuyu's stepbrother.
It seems I need not introduce myself, not in the presence of the famed Yugiri Mistwalker. Your skills as a shinobi are known far and wide, my lady. It is true, the former acting viceroy is my sister, yet bonds of kinship aside, we have precious little in common. As will soon become plain, I come not to sow strife, but to end it. I am of the Populares, a collective which represents the interests of the common man. Long have we labored to bring about reform to the Empire's provincial policy. Happily for us, our master acknowledges the need for change. Indeed, his radiance, Emperor Varys Zos Galvus, personally sanctioned this mission, granting me the authority to speak with his voice. To negotiate peace with Doma.
Well then, we have much to discuss. Will you accompany me to my hall?
Gladly, my lord.
If I had a swear jar, you guys owed me so much money, and I'd owed myself so much money. Take your shot, take it, yeah. Smokes little two things, usually request for help are grilling squad and sweet potato with chocolate. Yeah, Ray spent a lot of time researching this one. It's strange. Most Empire machines look like metallic insects. You know, Catherine, I wonder if part of that's a byproduct of, like, insects that aren't venerated, but, like, are a very common, like, motif in a lot of, like, not just Shinto, but, like, just Japanese, like natural world inspiration, I guess is one way to put it. And I wonder if, like, the repetition of them just comes as a byproduct of that a little bit, or if there's something more beyond that. Do you do Eorzean swears like Thal's balls? Thal's balls, Nafka's tits, the matron's teats, Ralger's armpit. what was the other one? By the Navigator? Was that the other one? Hallone's Fury. Menfina's Menstruation! Jeez, okay, that one I'm definitely actually using. That one I just made up, that one I'm using. By the Navigator, yeah. Think they look like bugs? I didn't go to bugs immediately, but I see it. I see what you're saying. Because they also, because they're metallic and like network structure, they do look like they have a care network, but like their outer shell does look like a carapace. So I definitely see it. We shall escort our guests across the river to the Enclave. Yugiri, pray go ahead to the Yuzuka Manor docks and see the ferries are ready. You don't like anything that generates sex workers, though. Yeah. Well, I mean, you can be a whore without sound. I don't know. I guess to me, like, horror, like, that is, I mean, like, I'm not a fan of it anyways, like, in a demeaning, but I don't, like, to me, that's not about sex work. That's about, like, rampant proclivity to, like, undiscerningly sleep with anyone for any reason at all, like, whatsoever. Like, not just because it's paid work. I mean, I guess, like, some people just say, like, if you're a sex worker, that immediately that must make you a whore, but I would say that that's silly. But maybe I'm just trying to distinguish a distinction that's only true to me. We can't deny that Nafka has huge Traxalant. Can I just say that I fucking called it? I nailed it with how people were going to get over Nafka. Like, I nailed that one. I knew it for years, and I was right. I've been saying it since, like, Mist of the Realms got announced, and I was right. Lord Hien and I will accompany the Imperial delegation on the first ferry. When you are ready, speak with the boatmen and join us on the other side. Exclamations are distinct from insults. Huh, that's a good point. That's an interesting distinction all its own. Oh, it's shameful to be related to a sex worker. Ah, okay. Huge, thick, fertile plots of earth. Since the bull art, if I recall correctly. Yeah, but we didn't know if we were actually going to get that as, like, her example. But you're not wrong, Tam. But a lot of people just didn't know that exists. The amount of people I had to show, like, the art pieces that we had for each god that did exist. You know, like the one that we had for Azima, the one that we had for, you know, Ralgar, obviously I didn't have to, but, oh, there was another one. What was it? Not Byragot, not Nopthal, Azima, Althic, no, Lydia, no. Oh, there was one more. I don't know which one was it. Halone had statues. Yeah. There were multiple. So like obviously Ralgar had statues. Halone had statues. And Althal had statues. Like there were depictions, but there were also like artistic depictions of certain gods that like if are in game, are potentially actually in game if you look for their art. Lord Hien has requested that Master Alfino and Mr. Salazar also be present at the negotiations. There you are, Leo. So first things first. What do you think of the honor? I must say I'm quite proud of what my countrymen have accomplished in the time. We even have Lathrite now. Courtesy of the Onishishu. Be sure and attune to it, would you? Once it has the Warrior's Light seal of approval, people might actually start using the damn thing. But on to the matter at hand. The ambassador and his retinue are at my hall, taking their ease ahead of the negotiations. I want you there when the talking starts. I will serve to send a message to the Empire and Eorzean, that Eorzea and Doma stand united. I'm not normally one for hollow posturing, but in this game of nations, such gestures carry weight. Though, and should you feel uneasy about speaking for the Scions, Alfino and Elise will also be there. You need only drink and look imposing. Say you'll come. I'll be there. I knew you could count on me. When you are ready, come and join me at my humble abode, the Kian Khan, the guardsman in the sea. God, I want to see these places kanji, so I can like see like what they're supposed to like mean. We got the Felicitous Furball umbrellas, adorable. Accurate with Thaliaglo compared to his statue in Charlian. I would guess pretty damn accurate. I would be pretty surprised if he was not similar, like deeply similar. Lodian is expecting you. May I show you in? I would definitely expect. I don't know that I would expect Lim Lane to look like the mermaid statue, but maybe.
On behalf of my delegation, I offer you my humblest thanks. Never did I imagine that I would meet the gallant and noble Lord of Doma himself, nor be welcomed into his magnificent hall.
It's a good thing that he's very
You'll
serious.
forgive
about
me
this
if we
diplomatic,
forgo the pleasantries. You say you are come to negotiate peace. Unless I am mistaken, such negotiations are typically conducted between sovereign nations. I was not aware that the Emperor had recognized Doma's sovereignty.
His Radiance has yet to do so, that much is true. Know, however, that he has expressed willingness to cede Doma to her ancestral masters and treat with her as a friend. Since the days of Emperor Solus, the Empire has aggressively expanded its territory.
Well, that's funny, Ray. I'm glad I almost just used it because.
While you may not
very
agree
different
with our
between
founding
America and
father's
Britain.
policy of expansion, I believe there is room for discussion on the matter of his lifelong goal, to rid the world of icons.
That's almost what I called Asahi earlier.
Icons are a blight upon this star. They cannot be suffered to exist. This you know as well as we. In his wisdom, Emperor Varus wishes to explore the possibility of an alliance to combat this common threat. On the condition that Doma renounces summoning and pledges to police the Korjin's practice of it, his Radiance would extend the hand of friendship.
Doma has never shown any appetite for summoning, and it should go without saying that we will address any threat to our people, icon or otherwise. With regard to the Korjin, I must stress that they only resorted to summoning under extreme provocation. When the Ruby Sea was at peace and their sacred relics safe, they looked not to their kami for protection. Yet even now, there are certain parties who would destabilize the region with ill-conceived military forays. Unless they alter their course, we cannot hope to be rid of icons.
Quite. I can but apologize. In seeking to eliminate icons, the Empire creates them. 'Tis an irony among ironies, one with which the people of Eorzean are well acquainted, I am told.
Indeed, many summonings are the result of persecution, the weak being driven to call upon the divine for deliverance from the strong. So it was in Alamigo, the bitter fruit of Garlean oppression.
A tragic state of affairs. If we are to put an end to summoning once and for all, it shall not be through might, but harmony. Yet we continue to repeat our mistakes, oblivious to the lessons of history. My comrades and I would change all that. We, Populares, have campaigned long and hard for a shift in imperial policy. And at last, the Emperor has seen fit to lend us an ear. Alas, there is a faction within Garlemald that would obstruct our every attempt at reform. A collection of pure-blooded Garleans who seek to consolidate their own supremacy. The Optimates. Lest you wonder, Theirs was the hand that loosed our forces on the Confederacy. 'Twas a regrettable incident, one that flies in the face of everything we believe. And I swear to do all in my power to prevent a reoccurrence.
That would be most welcome. But if I may speak plain, if the Empire itself is not of one mind, how can we be certain that any peace we negotiate will be honored?
I cannot blame you for doubting us. Indeed, I should find it strange if you did not. And so, in the name of building trust, I would like to make a proposal. A prisoner exchange. Under Garlean rule, no few Dormans were conscripted into the Imperial Army. We would repatriate them in return for those of ours you captured in the recent conflict. Naturally, any exchange would include the acting Viceroy.
Yotsuyu? What makes you think we have her?
Forgive me, my lord. Was it not your wish to speak plain? Let us not play games. I desire only to work to our mutual benefit. The Optimates tried and failed to take my sister by force. I would succeed by peaceable means, thereby strengthening my party's hand. 'Twould be a lie to say I would not also be glad of my sister's safe return.
A fellow plain speaker. How refreshing. Very well. Your proposal has merit, but I will need time to consider it.
Of course, my lord. May we remain in Doma until you have come to a decision?
You shall be our honored guests. Yugiri, I leave the ambassador and his retinue in your care. See that they are well looked after.
You have our gratitude, Lord Hien. We shall look forward to your answer.
Well, that was unexpected. You can say that again. I still don't know quite what to make of it all. But on the surface, a prisoner exchange does seem a good way to begin. The question is, can they be trusted? They had not to gain by divulging the details of their internal divisions. As it stands, we have no reason to doubt them. But the ambassador mentions of Yotsuyu left me ill at ease. It made his grand talk of peace seem uncannily like a lengthy preamble. You think that this might all be a ruse to facilitate a retrieval? Perhaps, though I cannot fathom why they would go to such lengths. Yotsuyu may have been the acting viceroy, but she is not Garlean, or even highborn. Her value must presumably lie in what she knows. Which brings us to the little matter of her memory loss. In her present condition, she would not yield any worthwhile intelligence, nor is she worth much of a bargaining piece. Alphino, you are well acquainted with the Empire's methods. I would have your thoughts on this matter. My knowledge is at your disposal, Lord Hien. While the ambassador's proposal is appealing in principle, it would be remiss of us not to give it a due scrutiny. Indeed, though it seems to me I have little choice but to accept regardless. With so many of our brothers and sisters languishing in imperial camps, I cannot well turn my back on a chance to secure the repatriation. Only the Kami know when I will be afforded another. But ere we continue, shall we excuse these two? I fear what follows will bore them to tears. I was just about to show myself out as it happens. Come, Elio, let's leave Alphino to dispense his copious knowledge. Night, Tracy! Someone is still sore from being made to watch a Sakazuki. Go on and keep Alice company. We're safe enough for now. A chance to relax at last. I know when I'm out of my depth, Elio. Though no weapons are drawn, a negotiation is no less a battle, and the stakes can be every bit as high. One misplaced word and people could die. It takes someone with a cool head, and I'll be the first to admit that's not me. So we're left with the eternal question. What to do while they prattle on? Besides some sour pickles. No one likes those. I like sour pickles. All right, for want of a better suggestion, what say you to a brief tour of our newly liberated Doma? I'd be interested to hear how the people are faring in their own words. It's not as if we've been missed here. Or will we? Am I quiet to anybody else? Elio, a moment if you would. Yugiri and Asahi, was it? You have some business with Elio?
Aha, business. No, pleasure, my lady. I merely wish to exchange a few words with the famed slayer of the gods and champion of Eorzea. It is truly an honor.
Such heartfelt admiration. One could almost forget that you're an envoy of the Empire.
Oh, is that so strange? We may have stood on opposing sides in the past, but I see no contradiction in lauding the man who would do battle with our common enemy. And lest you forget, this is my homeland. It would be remiss of me not to at least thank him for containing the threat posed by the Kojin's vile icon. Now, if I may continue, as we speak, Lord Hien deliberates over my proposal, and I would take this time to see the land I once called home. Through you, Lady Yugiri is certain to be a jovial escort. The excursion would be all the more enjoyable for your company, and safer besides.
The ambassador has the right of it. He is not like to come to harm with you at his side. Will you join us? It would be my pleasure. In that case, I will join you as well. There's naught else to do until Lord Hien has reached his decision, and I can think of no finer way to learn more about the current state of Doma.
It's settled then. The four of us shall make a brief excursion through Yangxia. We might as well start at the town of Monzen. I would see what has become of Doma Castle.
Very well, if you will follow me. Yeah, Van Fold teenagers will do that. It's either perfect voice for him. Either Mandark or Edward G. Robinson. His voice is funny. You guys love the funny voices, don't you? Asahi Squillian fancies.
Oh no, SpongeBob, I'm a simp for Xenos.
Don't clip that. Of course we do.
Future.
I was last night I had Emil's song stuck in my head for hours. Thanks for that. You're welcome. Also, I don't know if you were around, but we'll be continuing Nier on Wednesday. Just, we'll be doing Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I also have a new thumbnail. For those of you who haven't been joining our Nier, seemed fitting.
can this truly be Monzen, home to the cream of Doma samurai? I had heard of Yotsuyu's intended to send some few of our automata here, but only by way of warning. It should never have come to this. Indeed, her savagery served only to incense the people and spur them to rise up in protest. It was a folly to think such methods of governance could ever prove effective. The sooner we can begin to make amends for this senseless destruction, the better. Securing supplies and supporting for the reconstruction effort should not prove difficult. Once our nations are formally at peace, of course.
Yes, of course. If you would have a better view of what remains of the castle, you must proceed through the ruins. When will FF streams when Neri start up again? When Neri has time. Neri is currently starting a new job. So they will start up, they'll start back up again when Neri has time. Sorry that we had to put them on pause. They are indefinitely on pause. They may be back at any moment, but we just keep missing like boats of the night. The only time that they have free, I don't have free, and vice versa. We'll be doing the near streams on raids on stream. Yeah, we will. Yes, we will do every EX trial series raid and alliance raid on stream. So we will be doing. The reason that we're doing the near stream now is because I don't know that we'll have time to do it better later, and we're gonna have. And I want people to like know it for when we go into Shadowbringers. And I also want the VODs to be out for a while, so that way people can view them at way ahead of time. It is such a travesty. A travesty. I remember the keep being so beautiful in the light of the setting sun. One would swear it was aflame. It is indeed a doleful spectacle. Mayhap we will rebuild it one day, when we have finished helping our people to rebuild their lives.
Spoken like a true popularis. The needs of the people must, of course, come first. Speaking of whom, would you be opposed to me seeing how they live firsthand? The village of Namai is but a short journey from here, if I am not mistaken.
By river, yes. If you will follow me, I will ready our boat.
Yeah, they were a little tired of teaching kids. I mean, actually, I don't know that they were actually stopped teaching kids, but their current job was not perfect. Nah. No, because Waluigi. No, actually, Waluigi's pretty like. Well, Waluigi. It's me, Waluigi. Waha. Versus. It's me. Close enough. Effectively, Kigu. Look, Asahi is Waluigi. That's not the. You know. It would be better than making him Wario. Ready to cast off? ADA, good to see you, glad to have you. I can't go back and continue at this point after getting ending E. I think it is the final one with wait. Yeah, sorry, I'm deleting that.
Get back! I'm warning you!
Tam. We're trying to avoid any reference, especially anything around
Someone's
ending
in trouble.
E's. Just don't even. No. You weren't being specific. You that would have been a normally thing, but just anything around ending E, please try to avoid. Man, Dark is Waluigi's backstory.
Are you all right?
Hi.
What do they want with you?
Yuki, and you lot too. I don't know. We were returning from the Enclave when they came at us.
It seems they won't go quietly.
And neither will we.
Kill them all. I will not let you harm these innocents. I am clearly the hero of this tale.
It is nothing.
I grow tired of these games. Where are reinforcements?
Leave this to me.
All this for 2 children? What do they even want with them? They mean to overwhelm us. See to their reinforcements, quickly.
Now, aim for the younglings.
An opening.
Stand in front of them. We will bear the brunt of it.
The art of my forebears.
If they would call for the reinforcements, then so shall we.
Deadly Chris, good to see you, glad to have you. Hold your ground. I will try to draw away their reinforcements.
Dude, we're gonna get a 6.0. Well, I won't talk about that. Future shenanigans. I think I may have made a long-term mistake in choosing this voice.
That seems to be the last of them. You have nothing to fear, child. You are safe now.
Thank you, sir.
So how many people were convinced by him?
You saved us again. Thank you. If you're ever passing by our village, look us up. You'll always be welcome.
Tam, please try to avoid, like, spoiling. Remember that what you're saying has not happened yet.
Indeed. But what could have prompted the Red Kojin to stray so far from the Ruby Sea?
I presume these are the sellswords hired by Yotsuyu. If so, the answer is simple. Desperation. Bereft of imperial employment, they seek other means to line their coin purses. Another sad legacy of the Empire's mismanagement.
The Empire to which you have sworn allegiance.
Must you always be so pointed? If we are to bring about lasting change, we must look beyond narrow allegiances. You have every right to doubt me, but in time, I hope you will come to see that we share a common goal. You and yours have fought fiercely to change the Empire from without, but if we are to end the cycle of conflict, the Empire must change from within. Am I wrong?
Not about that. True change can only come from within.
I knew you would understand. You have witnessed such change firsthand, after all, during your time in Ishgard.
But also the Empire will never change. There's no impetus to it. Not in its current form. Not so long as it remains an empire.
Dear me, I had hoped to convey my views on our nation's shared hopes under more peaceable circumstances. Yet the regrettable little interlude did afford me a chance to see the famed hero of Eorzean in action. And few Imperial soldiers can say that. At least few who live to tell the tale. Well, after the little ordeal, I believe it may be time for us to return to the Enclave.
Return, my lord. But what of Namai? You seem so eager to observe the villagers going about their daily lives.
To be frank, I still am, but I rather doubt the good people of Namai would take kindly to the sight of a man in an Imperial uniform, with blood still dripping from his blade. Even in your company, my presence would only prove a distraction. Fret not, however. Thanks to the three of you, I have seen a great deal more than I would otherwise, and with any luck, Lord Hien will have finished considering my proposal by the time we return.
Well, and also, like, the uniting rallying cry for the... What are you... Deadpool is just, like, land sharking. He's just, like, taking his face, floating on the ground, and just running around in circles with his face, like on the ground, like... You're a wild dog, you know that? I mean, you're really not. You're actually pretty chill. But you're funny. Hi. I don't have anything for you. Tilty head? Yeah, you're very cute. If you look at him and you say tilty head, he goes. And then if you say it again, he'll go. Because he's a Pokemon. But I only exit room by going backwards, backing up like a truck. But that's why we love dogs. They can see. It's true. You good, Pupper? Is there? There's no 4.2 dungeon, right? Am I crazy? 'Cause the burn's not 4.2. No. Oh, that's way later. Thank you again. Agree for agreeing to join. Not for your aid, Kojimi will have overwhelmed us. Pray, go ahead. Lord Hien is expecting you. I will remain without and keep watch over our guest. Yeah, the burn is 4.4. That's what I thought. Maybe I'd best not keep it with you. Well, then, like... Is there any 4.2 or 4.3 dungeon? You are expected, sir. I shall show you in. Yeah, no dungeons, just trial. Welcome back, my friend. Yugiri tells me that you accompanied her and Asahi on the tour of Yangxia. I hoped you might take the opportunity to recover from your exertions at Sakazuki. But I gather your time was well spent. Until the ambassador affords Yugiri a chance to make a full report, however, I must rely on you to supply the details. So please, tell us how it all unfolded. Is the Red Koji not here? Have there been any other such incidents since the liberation? Not that I am aware of. If they are planning some new venture here in Yangxia, we'll need to increase patrols. In any event, I'm indebted to you fighting them off. But tell me, and don't be modest, was Asahi truly the first to leap to the youngster's aids? He was, and I was quick to doubt him when we first met, but his desire to save them seemed quite genuine. It's possible he truly believes what he's saying. In the time I've known you, you've always been an excellent judge of character. What do you make of the ambassador? I still don't think he can be trusted. He's a little shit. And the question of what his true intentions are remains. Regardless of his aim, I am resigned to play his game for now at least. Well, forswearing summoning should be simple enough, considering you never dabbled in it in the first place, but just leaves the somewhat thornier question of how to police the Red Koji. It was with that very question in mind that I sought Alphino's counsel. Thanks to his knowledge of the icons and the rituals used to invoke them, I believe we've identified a workable solution. As you will recall, Susanoo was summoned forth using the power of the relics locked away in the Koji's treasure vault in the Isle of Zeki. Though said relics remain there to this day, it is all but certain the act of summoning exhausted their stores of aether, making the subsequent summonings impossible. Assuming that this is the case, preventing the Primal's return rests on denying the Red Koji the means to amass new stores of aether, either via the acquisition of crystals or the relics they are wont to collect. For this, I plan to enlist the aid of our friends, the Blue Koji. Since Doma's liberation, we have forged closer bonds with Bunshin and his people, and with their support, I'm quite confident we can keep the Red from obtaining what they require to call upon this Susanoo. And what of the prisoners? They will be exchanged as agreed, and I will give full credit to Asahi for the success of the transaction. If there's aught we can do to help the Populares garner favor, I mean to see it done. But first, I would have some unfinished business to attend to. Would you all come with me? Yes, of course, but what manner of business? A past mistake which I would see put right, one which has weighed heavy on my mind. My roommate just said, is Waluigi downstairs? Because she can hear me down here. Dango.
I had her brought here in secret while the three of you kept our guest company. The world has not been kind to you, it is true. But that does not excuse your sins. You should be at the bottom of the river. Yet here you are, the living, breathing proof of my failure. A failure for which I would now make amends.
What did I do? I don't remember. Was it really so terrible? Tell me, please. What did I do?
You speak of sins, my lord. But at whose feet do those sins lie? With the soldiers who committed the crimes, or those who commanded them to do so?
For those
With
of you who
both,
read a short story.
I would say. For all have a conscience, and all must choose. But with no memory of who she is, or what she has done, what sin remains to be cleansed?
So part of what that look is and what he's referencing there is that when Gosetsu, when Doma was first taken, in order to secure his own freedom and make his way back to his wife and to Hien and everyone, basically he fought for the Garlean Empire and like killed hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people and fought like knowing like did everything he had to in order to try and get back to Hien basically. So the thing is that he's not just talking about her, he's also talking about himself in this moment, you know, that he is not.
You ask that I show mercy.
I ask why the heavens saw fit to deny me my rest. Why Yotsuyu was spared not only death, but the bitter memories of her life.
You truly think it the will of the Kami? If so, her life is not mine to take. It is yours to safeguard. Come the hour of the exchange, if her memories have not returned, she may remain here in Doma to live out her days as Tsuyu. But if they do,
Dongo
the
Capra.
Guardians shall have their viceroy. Though the people will protest, they will come to accept my decision when they have been reunited with their loved ones.
Thank you, my lord.
Now then, I believe we have kept our guest waiting long enough.
Dongo is sweet sticky rice. So it's what's a good thing to? It's like kind of like gelatin-y. Imagine like pounded rice, or sorry, that's mochi. There might be so like here. Let me like. Dongo's made of mochi, right? I'm not crazy. Dongo, Japanese wagashi, it's perfect for these are hanami bochan mitarashi. Yeah, Dongo has more rice flour than gelatinous rice, while mochi, on the other hand, is mainly made from gelatinous rice. Yeah, but it's very, very similar. That's why, a lot of times I've been with people who use them interchangeably. But it's like, kind of like sweet gelatin, but it's not like Jell-O, like not like that. It's like sweet gelatin, really. Oh, the cookbook has a page with them here. When you're pulling out the cookbook for lore, I mean it's not really lore, but Kupo nuts, Dongo. Here we go. So Dongo. So these Dongo are specifically made of doshinko rice flour. So yeah, it's rice flour, tablespoon of shiratamako rice flour, sugar. Yeah, I mean it's really just basically rice flour, water, and sugar for the most part. Dango, 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 daikazoku. Dango, dango, dango. Kazoku. Yeah. Variant Dungeon 14, good to see, glad to have you. After watching Supplement you came to you after I feel like this has happened a whole bunch. Is this like a practice people do for like, I don't know if this person is like a bot, but like I've seen people do this and I can't tell if this is just like a thing people do that's trolling. Like, is it supposed to be an insult? Like, I watched all these other people before you and then I came to you. Or is it, I'm very fascinated what's going on there with that.
Did Gosetsu not seem strange to you? His sympathy for Yotsuyu apart, I mean. I know his powers of endurance only too well, but after all he has suffered, even he should not be on his feet. He puts on a brave face for our sakes, but it would not surprise me if he lacked the strength to raise his blade. Though I suppose if he and Yotsuyu are to enjoy a life of peace and quiet, he will have little use for it. It falls to us to shape that future, one in which he need never again set foot on the battlefield.
Oh god, I'm gonna be fighting Tsukuyomi in a maid outfit. Maybe I should do the maid stream for Nier instead. That might be more appropriate for the emotions. Was referencing any of the song, Glenna Great, Dango family. Yeah. I mean, Dai Kazoku. Literally, big family. Dai, like great, big Kazoku family. Talking about Dango made me think of it. Yeah. Fighting Tsukuyomi is a maid outfit. Yeah. Fighting Rin, good to see you, glad to have you. Fighting a Sharingan user is never the answer. Don't do it to yourself. What? With Yotsuyu safely in Gosetsu's care, all that remains is to answer Asahi's proposal. I realize other matters demand your attention, but I would ask that you stay a while longer to see the business through. That's the question, Kathra. That's the question. Well, Tsukuyomi's the name of the moon god in Japanese mythology. It'd be like having a tack named Artemis.
My apologies. Our deliberations took longer than expected.
Think nothing of it. The time afforded me the opportunity to go on a rather rousing excursion through Yangxia. You have reached a decision then?
We are willing to cooperate with you in combating the Icon threat, and also in the exchange of prisoners. Assuming you accept our conditions, of course. As you know, your sister is in our care. Due to certain complications, however, we are hesitant to release her into your custody.
Complications?
She was inside Doma Castle when it collapsed. Though she survived, she remembers nothing of her past life, not even her name. To clarify, she is in our care not as a prisoner, but as a vulnerable citizen of Doma.
Are you saying you refuse to release her?
Not at all. If her memory returns before the appointed hour.
And if not, what exactly? You will accommodate her here in Doma?
Well, I sincerely doubt she will be of any great strategic value to the Empire. She spends her days daydreaming of Dango.
Dango? How dreadful. Very well. In light of our recent misstep in Sakazuki, it seems only fair that I show you the same understanding you have shown us. Though I do have one small request. Regardless of Yotsuyu's value to the Empire, she is yet my sister. Before I leave, might you permit me to speak with her in private?
Of course. Perhaps you could even bring her a plate of dango. She would be most pleased. Yugiri will see you to her chambers.
Yup. Mood demands. He's just always very knowing. Forgive me, my lord, but does it not seem forgive me, my lord, but has he not been gone over long? Perhaps I should. Calm yourself, Gosetsu. I understand your concern, but we have to wait. He deserves that much.
I am sorry to have kept you all waiting. Thank you for your understanding. Long did I dream of this reunion, but never did I imagine it would be so joyless. A part of me hoped your stories of our condition were just that, but alas, it is as you say.
Tsuyu, do you remember anything of this man? Anything of our...
No. I am a stranger to her. That much was clear to me from a single look. I leave her in your care.
As you wish.
Now, if you will excuse me, my superiors are long overdue a report. They will be elated to hear of our agreement. Of that I have no doubt. As for the exchange itself, once I have obtained the relevant permissions, I will arrange for your people to be relieved of their various duties and sent here to Yangxia. This will take time, of course.
Of course. You may have rest assured your soldiers will be well cared for until your return. We will also begin taking steps to better counter the threat of the Koji and their icon. Before you take your leave, there's one other matter. I'm informed it was you who took the lead in rescuing 2 young Domans from a band of Koji and sellswords. I've not yet had the time to thank you properly.
Please, there is no need to thank me. I only did what anyone would do under the circumstances. Fortunately, I was in good company at the time. The plight of the Red Koji is of the Empire's making. Were it not for our transgressions, those children would not have needed saving. The people of Doma have suffered enough, my lord, and I promise to do all in my power to spare them through their pain, be it at the hands of the Koji or indeed the Empire.
I pray the Empire will see things as you do. There may yet be hope for us all.
Until we meet again.
Hey guys. What do you call a forest at sunrise? Gosetsu. Oh, Gosetsu, as before I leave Yotsuyu to you. I invite the rest of you to join me outside. Let us treat Asahi to a proper farewell. Asahi? The ambassador's airship awaits at Castrum Fulness. Let us be off. Ban indeed, damn. Ban indeed.
I wish you a safe journey.
This has been a most enjoyable visit. I look forward to our next meeting. Maxima, would you take the others and see that all is ready for our departure? I simply cannot leave without first giving thanks to the Warrior of Light for accompanying me through Yangxia.
He's a Garlean. He's a natural born Garlean. So that's why he's so tall.
Mark me, savior of the savages. There will be a reckoning.
Cut him down now! Every time, that fucking face. And the simpening began.
You've nowhere left to run, traitor!
ignorant savages! Killing us will avail you naught. For every Imperial you cut down, 1,000 more will come. Abandon this foolish endeavor and surrender. You may yet serve our righteous cause.
How dare you speak of righteousness? You who forsook kith and kin to serve conquerors! Be glad I grant you this mercy. What in the...
It got very cold down here, so I had to turn on the heater.
No, just one! Cut him down!
The juicy booty. Juicy. I would like to point out that Rin, then you're in the company of Asahi.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.
This one is promising. Who remains to offer us resistance?
A host of rebels led by Lord Cayenne hold the Enclave across the river.
Lord Cayenne.
The king of the former king of Doma, sir. They say he is one of the greatest swordsmen alive.
Is that what they say?
Who was that?
Surely you jest. That was Xenos Galvus, legatus of the 12th, the Crown Bloody Prince. I heard he was strong, but that was frightening.
Is just Thancred all of Garlemald?
That was Lord Xenos. Everything you are, your power, even your face, it vexes me. Go on. Lash out like the beast you are at an emissary and jeopardize the newfound peace between Doma and the Empire. My lord was destined to lead us unto a glorious new age. Your light is nothing to his radiance.
He literally barely comes above my penis.
I will cherish this moment. Lock it away within my heart. Until the day we meet again.
We'll get there. Thancred has cunningly cultivated a voice that sounds like a typical Garlean citizen for espionage purposes. Hey, okay, headcanon. Garleans don't sound like Thancred. Thancred has made himself sound like Garleans.
You look troubled, my friend. Was it something he said?
Of all the memories to witness.
I had my doubts about him, but I would never have guessed he was a disciple of Xenos. My lord.
Calm yourself, Yugiri. I set no store by him or his enlightened brethren. But if by treating with them there is even the faintest hope we might secure the return of our conscripted brothers and sisters, I must play this game. After the way I risked their lives in the rebellion, I owe them that much.
My lord, you bear no blame for their fate.
If not blame, then responsibility. They were prisoners, and still I chose to fight, knowing they could be executed in retaliation. But now we have a chance to bring them home. If it means bargaining with a monster, so be it.
My lord.
Besides, I think he likes me, which is more than some can say.
Ian, I love your fucking sense of humor. It makes no sense. Why would he bother keeping up pretense for so long, only to drop it right before the very end? Perhaps he has no longer thought it necessary, having secured Doma's cooperation in the prisoner exchange. If he is truly a disciple of Xenos, 'tis possible emotion simply got the better of him. Remaining calm around the man who slew his lord will have taken its toll. Whatever the explanation, now is not the time for hasty reprisals. We shall proceed as planned. The Red Clergy must be placed under surveillance, and the Garlean prisoners must be ready for the exchange, but you need not concern yourself with the details. Leave the affairs of Doma to us. When the hour of the exchange draws near, we will call for you. I should certainly hope so. Whether the Empire's true intent, we would be on hand to play our part, either to defend Doma or to help us usher in a lasting peace. I had thought we might use the time to return to Eorzean, but given the volatility of the situation, mayhap it would be best if we remained in Kugane. Agreed. Between Yotsuyu's amnesia and Asahi's dubious agenda, I'd say we have ample reason to remain in the neighborhood. If anything should happen, anything at all, you must send for us at once. Oh, I will, and of that you have my word. Charting a path throughout the seas of troubles promises to be difficult enough. I'm not so proud as to attempt that feat alone. To Kugane then. Tataru and the others must know of what transpired here. Looks like we're gonna be done with 6.2 early. So what do you guys want to do? Do you want to do Gladiator? So we can get that started for when we get to 6.0? Because it's a little too early to finish stream. The other option is we could do a crafter, so that I would at last have at least one crafter done. In which case I would let you guys pick based on what your favorite crafting story is. Because there are a lot of great crafter stories.
Greetings, honored sir. Will you be entering the Ruby Bazaar's office? My, it seems that you've all quite the predicament. Well, should we receive any urgent missives from Doma, rest assured that you'll be the first to know of it. Oh, yes, of course. We're pursuing a number of ventures to replenish our coffers, but I suppose all that can wait if any urgent news should come through the office. About that, I wish to apologize to Taru. It was reckless of me to make such a purchase without first consulting you. You may be certain, however, that a mean to reimburse the scions, even if it means drawing upon my personal funds. That's very thoughtful of you, but I'm sure it won't come to that. If Soroban's business proposition is promising as it sounds, Elio should have no difficulty wiping the red from our ledger. Forgive me, Elio. It would seem I have unwittingly heaped my financial troubles upon you. I swear I will pay you back, though I fear I will struggle to cobble together anything of monetary value. Knowledge I can gather in abundance. To start, I plan to investigate the division forming within the Empire. Mayhap Rio and his associates have heard something on the subject. Regardless, the more we know about the politics of Garlemald, the better our chances of predicting the Imperial's next move, which might yield you an advantage on the day of the prisoner exchange. Knowing what to do of what we do of Asahi's apparent resentment towards you, I cannot say what he hopes to gain from it. But if there's even the faintest chance that a lasting peace could be forged between Doma and the Empire, what choice do we have but to try? Lord Hien had the right of it. Asahi may very well be a monster, but we must play his game, for now. Fine, Maxima doesn't even get a line in this. Oh, I thought that would have been a voice. Arranging the prisoner exchange proved easier than I thought. Yes, my lord, will be most pleased. Everything is going according to plan. Are we going to see Little Sun this episode? No, that is 4.4, I believe. Or 4... yeah.
Can you truly remember nothing? Nothing at all?
Were we friends?
Yes. We were good friends, you and I. In fact, I've brought you a gift. I pray that one day soon, as you gaze into that mirror, you will remember the woman staring back at you.
It's so pretty. Who are you? Who are you?
How are you feeling, my lord?
Fine, now leave me.
But how? We'll have to find out next time on Final Fantasy Ball Z. Wait, what? I may have to go with Black Brush. Okay, we'll do Gladiator, so that way I can level that in the background. I can level that in Paladin's background. Oh, dude, I'm gonna be able to play fucking. Not only do I get to play tank, but I get to play Dark Knight next expansion, and then I get to play Paladin. Oh, long last, my babies. Oh, okay, I'm naked. I'm naked. Is that the only armor I have that's appropriately leveled? Okay, well, we're going with that for now. Thal's Ball Z. Yeah, you're right, Tom. Yep, that's what it is. Do I not even have attack abilities on my bard? Okay. Nope. Let's kill the lower levels first, they'll go faster. Fitting right into AR areas except for the mix-up of clothing. Yeah, well, I mean, you know, Santa Starlight outfit with Heaven's Word shields, and you know what? Look, I'm not going to defend my outfit. It's a look. I don't carry the proper armor around. What are you going to do? Oh, did I not pick up the first quest? Okay, we'll go grab that then. I can't believe you got the fight or flight so early. It's most definitely a look. Yeah, it's I'm not my proudest moment. Admittedly. Gladiator's Guild. Amazing, what a difference the sword can make. Your expression, your posture, you're already brimming with confidence. Let's see if that confidence is warranted, shall we? Just outside the gates of Ul'dah, you'll find plenty of marmots, hornets, and shrews. Slay 3 of each and you'll return here when finished. Oh, and use your sword, Elio. I'm a gladiator, and I aim to train you as one. Now, go. Okay, we'll stop by the Sapphire Avenue. Grab some actual pants and gear, maybe. Actually, you know what? Is there anything interesting in the market order for? Yeah. Battle armor. There we go. Why are there no low-level pants? Oh, that's not much better, admittedly. That is a look. Bandana. That is a yellow. By the way, if you guys, none of you guys have checked out my recent video on the first path of Sildi, I highly recommend it. The music, the To the Sun music is reminding me of that. I've started working on the second route. It's gonna take a little bit. I am the man in the yellow yellow. Well, you know, I don't know. At least, well, no, that's not even. Is that even a hood? I can't even tell. I guess it's a hood. Yeah. Sweet, Riot Blade. At least now I have 1, 2. I feel like even at level 1 you should have a 1, 2, 3, which I realize, like, I know why they don't have it set up for that, for like damaging and balancing reasons, but like, nope. Pants? I'm saved! Thank you, Syl. My modesty, at last saved from the utter doom that is nakedness? I think your legs look good. Thanks, Catherine. Listen, I'm not going to judge considering I have yet to find a good pair of boots for my bargain. Yeah. Look, early game is glam, end game is glam. It's a glam game. What did I miss? You missed me without pants because there are no level 1 pants. Can't say I look great, but I do look like I'm clothed. That is a step up. I'm gonna just try to do my ranged attack. All right, fighting a new paladin. So good to see, glad to have you. I'm loving it. So I've been running quite a bunch of like 90 stuff the past couple days, especially, and I've got the rotation like pretty much solid and down. The burst, even though technically I think our peak damage technically is a little bit lower, but because of having the actual burst window now rather than like the legato tempo, there's just so much more control over making sure you're bursting at the right time. On top of that, we got a buff in 3 different ways to our mitigation, because Sheltron is now actual damage mitigation. We got Bulwark just as an added ability, and Divine Veil we got now affects us, and also you don't need to proc it, you can just get it out. So I'm having a great time with new Paladin. I do think I would like a minor damage buff because we're still underperforming in the damage department. As seen if you look at like the Rubicante comparisons between the tanks. But it's better. You know, if you look at the raw numbers, it looks like it's the same, but it's better. Welcome back, Elio. I take it you dispatched the beast with ease. With every swing and thrust, you gain valuable experience. You must remember and reflect on each one if you are to recognize and eliminate the deficiencies in your technique. Your training under me shall continue once the heft sits so snugly in your hand that you cannot imagine holding aught else. Until then, Elio. Ah, Elio, I take it you and your sword have become better acquainted. Then I will now instruct you on another fundamental aspect of what it means to be a gladiator, commanding an opponent's attention. As gladiators, we are trained to engage enemies at close range, whether in their attacks as we deliver our own. However, there are times when we must do battle alongside allies with those whose talents are not the same as our own. In such situations, your role is not to slay the enemy in front of you, but rather to defend the man beside you. We do this by eliciting the enmity of our opponents through attacks and techniques designed to incite their hatred. You must learn to draw the enemy's attention to yourself and trust in your stout constitution to endure. In so doing, you protect your weaker comrades who would otherwise perish. To help you better understand this, there's a task I would have you perform.
It just so happens that Momodi of the Quicksand has requested our assistance, and the gang of Laminson marauders has paraded into town and begun harassing people outside our establishment. Men like these prey on the weak, but we'll turn tail and flee at the first sign of defiance. You need not resort to violence. It will suffice to show them you are not afraid of them and will not tolerate their behavior. Seek out the Laminsons and make your presence known by bellowing, "Face me, marauder!" In this way, you'll protect the people of the Ul'dah as you would your allies in battle. Oh, you getting cookies? Nice, Emmett. What kind of cookies? I just saved my Ordeal's room by making sure that the healers were alive. Let's see if I got any comms. Probably just the 2 healers. Yeah, right. 2 comms is 2 comms. Sugar cookie. I don't know why I was running to that rather than just teleporting to the quicksands. It's a good thing we're not on Balmong. The hells you want? This don't concern you, so bugger off. You know your friend there's 12 damn cheap. Thinks they can charge us more because we're foreigners, but I'll get to his own and back mark my words. No better place to practice your sword training than Balmong. You gotta make sure you gotta grip the haft on Balmong. The haft's gotta fit snugly in your hand. Oi, come on now. It is disrespecting me proud Sea Wolf heritage. Fine, I'll let the bastard be, but we aren't finished yet. How's your problem? Maybe she'd like her men rough. What's your supposed to be her bleeding manservant? Bah, don't matter, you gotta spoil the mood. Next he's gonna say that Lalfel's intimidating him or something. Why you blaming me? Cause the little shit shat his old pants? Well, bugger him! Bugger you too! Me poxy's arse, this is your best brew. I'd sooner drink a pint of 'em all pissed than swill. Just who else do you think you're speaking to, maggot? And Perfarmul. Oh. Oh. Perfarmul, Perfarmul. Driving me and a bloody marauder's been raving for so long, mothers scare their children with tales about us. Don't believe me? My words? Then I'll let me axe do the talking. Oh ho, this is lively, even for the quicksands. You two going to put on a show for us? What's this? Another goddamn fool. Show some respect when you're talking to... Huh? Parfumul, the Driven, leader of a troop of bloody mummers of some such. I've heard you the first time. Your voice carries quite well. Then unless you want some split your skull with me axe, you better... Huh? That sword, it could be frenzy, but only the sword of Nald would bloody houses you. You know, I've never been one to stand back and watch. Mind if I join in the fun? Begging your pardon, sir. Why do they always do that? Look, it looks like it's just you and me. Standing up to the Laminson is quite brave of you, and quite foolish. I think I like you, Gladiator. Name's Aldous, and I'd buy you a drink, but I'm afraid I just spent the last of my coin. I used to be a young gladiator like you. Back then, but
hardly concerns you. These days, I'm just an explorer of the unexplored, a seeker of the as-yet unknown experiences. Like the beautiful stranger keeping my bed warm right now. Gods, I've missed this city. This wonderful desert jewel of debauchery and sin. Now, if you'll excuse me. I swear, if you hadn't seen Aldous with my own eyes, I would have believed it was him. Everyone here thought he died years ago. Listen, Elio, do me a favor and don't tell Amelia about meeting Aldous, right? She doesn't need this sort of drama. Why? Well, let's just say some folk ain't good for one another. Sounds good, Rachel. Have a great day. He brought the Balmung to the quicksands. Gladiators, gladiators. What time? To 6. Blah, 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 blah. Oh, yeah. I'm about to put the ball and ball on. Said no ball. I've already heard of your exploits at the quicksand, Elio. You did well to send those marauders packing. I wish I could say we've heard the last of them. Alas, we've received reports of an axe-wielding raiders assaulting merchants traveling through Scorpion's Crossing. It seems words will not suffice after all. I want you to finish what you've begun, Elio. Head to Western Hydaelyn and see Parfumeral and the Driven, and all those who had shared in his crimes. Never trouble the people of Ul'dah again. We're gonna go to cross the sins of Sasamo. You know, it's very early, but I'm thinking, honestly, maybe we'll finish up this little bit and we'll wrap up there. No reason to prolong it if we're not gonna, like, go on to the next part of the MSQ. And I'll just take that time to work on some video stuff. But it is Monday. V, are you here? Let me check in, because we almost always do map Mondays. So, oh, and also, Bean, are you here? Stepped away to do something? Okay. She hasn't returned. Bean said she might have to check out early. Okay. Sorry I missed that. Bean is going to be running, we haven't fully for sure decided on what it's going to be. It might be Frontlines, it might be maps, but on Thursday evenings, on Monday evenings, V will be running groups for maps, but on Thursdays, Bean will be running groups for event stuff. So if you want to ever be like, doing things with community members, that is one time you can always know some things will be happening. They tore me from my saddle and took everything I own. Bring my goods back to me, I beg of you. She hasn't returned to the Waking Sands. Well, pray return, Bean. Pray return. To the drinking tea. I'm bad luck. You said something about me right as I got back from physical therapy. Ah, right. Of course, physical therapy because it's 5. Right. No, like that was wonderful timing on your part. I was just wondering if you wanted to do a little announcement for your Thursday plans for your Thursday events. That cactar is fucking coming for me. Yeah, okay. So this Thursday, in the evening, if you want to be running front lines in order to work on the new PvP reward track, or any of the rewards you can get from front lines as well, there will be a dedicated group running it, and you can just hop in and go ahead and play with Bean and others. They. Oh. 12's bless the adventure. If it weren't for good men like you, I'd never leave home. Honestly, I think it's sad because I think Gladiator has Gladiator is one of the weaker class quests, and then Paladin has some of the weaker job quests, which makes me sad because I love Paladin so much. It does not help that the level 70 Paladin quests are Gladiator quests. I mean, I think the 1 to 50 is good. I mean, it's just solid, like a solid B. I think the 50 to 60s, B to an A. I actually kind of like that mist for that whole thing. But it's actually a really interesting lore about the soul crystals around it. 70 is a good story. Like, it's a good, quest line. It's a terrible Paladin quest line because it has nothing to do with being a Paladin. It's a great Gladiator storyline. And then your capstone is also still a Gladiator storyline, other than the theme of the idea of protecting something. I'm started doing front lines. I'm not stopping until I get full field commander set, so I'd be more interested in joining. Well, there you go, Ryan. You should definitely join Bean. I might go soon and level up my ult. I think I'm going to close the Fighting Titan. Nice. Nice, Evan. Nice. They dropped the job quest for Paladin when they went back to continuing Gladiator's story. Yeah. Which is sadly both 70 and 80. Like, I understand kind of why, but they could have, integrated, Syl D lore, into the Paladin story and, what it means to be a protector and, I don't know. There were a lot of other options, and they just didn't go with any of them. Good, it's finished. And with that, the stage of your training is complete. This time, your enemies were ill-behaved ruffians, but who knows what manner of opponents you'll face in the future. Regardless, I have the faith you'll do well. Master your sword, and you shall master yourself. Now then, there will be work for you in the days to come. Return to your training area. We will speak again. Okay, and we're ending with me actually having some look like armor. I'm gonna go to the tea tree really quick then before we wrap up. Hopefully I don't get flung off during the Titan fight. Hey, I mean, always time to improve and make sure you know how to avoid this stuff. Okay. So we're gonna wrap it up here for today. Usual reminders, Monday, Tuesday we'll be streaming the MSQ, so tomorrow we'll be doing 4.3. The other thing is we'll be doing the Nier streams for Wednesday through Friday to finish up Nier Automata. We're going to have a video out on Wednesday, but I'm also going to be working on potentially maybe changing up the schedule to maybe put out a video. I kind of want to take time to do bigger and more in-depth videos or something like that, which means that I may not do one video a week for a little bit. I might try something like one video every 2 weeks or one video a month, so I can just make it a really good one or something like that. We'll see. But if you like to support us, you can support us on Patreon. Offer us a couple $1 there. You can also get super chats here or memberships here, which go a long way towards supporting the channel and making this whole thing a lot more viable. And I appreciate them dearly, as well as your views and engagement. Not just engagement for the metrics, but I mean just because communication and talking makes my day a lot better. beyond that, if you are not already a member of Discord, come check out our Discord. You can sign up there, and you can make friends with all sorts of fun, lovely, lovely people. And if you're someone who usually kind of is stressed about socialization and or, you know, awkward, you are more than welcome as well. And we have many people who have now found a home when they before would have struggled to fit in. Either way, I am going to head off for tonight. Man, it's so early. Well, I'll just use that time to get some work done. I'll let Bean. Bean obviously is our newest moderator, so congratulations to that on Bean. And Bean is over there putting all those lovely, wonderful links in the Discord currently. Or links in the chat. And yeah. Any final questions? Any final thoughts? Any final random comments about people want to say about their dreams and aspirations for the future? Give it a little bit. Give it like a 60 second on. Put 60 seconds on the clock. Should I eat another cookie? Yes, Emmett. You should eat another cookie. And with that, I've been Elliot Forceron, and I will see you all in the near future. Tomorrow, even.